Welcome to How I Change My IP Address 5 Different Ways. Before trying any of these methods, be sure to delete your browser cookies. To do that on Internet Explorer, you'll go to Tools, Internet Options. On the General tab, hit Delete Cookies, and then OK. And then you'll need to restart Internet Explorer to get the changes to take effect. On Firefox, to delete cookies, you'll go to Tools, Clear Private Data, make sure that you have cookies checked, and then hit Clear Private Data. There's no need to restart Firefox. Now we'll start with the most obvious way to change your IP address, which would be to log onto the internet from a location other than your current one. You could use your laptop at an internet cafe or a public library that offers free Wi-Fi, for example. That's a simple way to change your IP, but a bit inconvenient, obviously. The second easiest way to change your IP address would apply if you have a dial-up internet service provider. Simply redialing or dialing up through a different access number will almost always give you a new IP address. The third method of changing your IP address would be to use a proxy server, which is basically a server that reroutes your internet traffic. If it's an anonymous proxy server, websites will only see the IP address of the server and not yours. The advantage of a good anonymous proxy is that it not only changes your apparent IP address, but also changes the geographic location of your IP address to that of the server. There are some disadvantages that I'll mention in a moment, but for now, to find proxy server settings, do a Google search for something like Free Proxy List, and you'll find a bunch of sites listing IP addresses along with the port numbers. To use these settings, you'll need to configure your browser. On Internet Explorer, you'll go to Tools, Internet Options, Connections, LAN Settings if you're using cable or DSL, check the box for Use Proxy Server, enter the IP address and port number that you got from the proxy list website, check the box for bypassing the proxy on local addresses, and then click OK. To configure the proxy on Firefox, you go to Tools, Options, Advanced, Network, Connection Settings, check the box for Manual Proxy Configuration, then you'll enter the IP address and port number that you got from the website list. Finally, check the box for bypassing local addresses and then click OK out of there. By the way, to undo any of the proxy settings, just follow the same steps, but uncheck the box for Use Proxy Server and instead check the boxes for a direct internet connection. Now to see if the proxy works, go to some sites that display your IP address, maybe findmyipaddress.com. Don't be surprised if you have trouble connecting. Free and working proxy servers are hard to find, and it takes trial and error to locate good ones. Even those that you do find may disappear after just a few minutes. Also, before you delve too deeply into public proxy servers, be aware of the security risks. Not only are free proxy servers difficult to find because of overuse and abuse, but they may not really be public. Some open proxies are only open because of careless setup by the admin, or they could possibly be open because a hacker or virus opened ports on the server without the owner's knowledge. Also, because proxy servers reroute your internet data, the server operators also have access to that data, which creates a perfect way for criminals to steal passwords. This is made even easier by the fact that it's almost impossible to find public proxies that support SSL or secure connections. For all these reasons and others, if you want to use proxies to change your IP address, it's probably better to use a private browsing service. One example is iPrivacyTools.com. This kind of service gives you access to private servers with fully secure connections, or SSL. Using a service like iPrivacyTools would be the fourth way to change your IP address. And the fifth way now will apply to users on broadband cable or DSL connections. I have heard of some ISPs that will issue a new IP address after you simply turn off your modem for a few hours or overnight, but that doesn't seem to work for most ISPs, and it's a bit inconvenient as well. So for this final method, we'll start off by first turning off your modem. If you're using a router, you should disconnect it and connect the modem directly to your computer. That will simplify things for this process, and you'll be able to reconnect your router afterwards. So once you've done that, turn your modem back on, and when you have a connection, first go to a site like findmyipaddress.com and make a note of your current IP address so that you'll know whether or not it's changed when we're done. Now go to your Start menu, click Run, type CMD and hit OK. Then, when you get the command prompt, type ipconfig /release and hit enter. Then give it a few moments to do its thing. Then go back to your Start menu, click Connect to and Show All Connections. Right-click on your local area network and click Properties, then highlight Internet Protocol TCP/IP and click Properties. Check the box for Use the following IP address and enter a bunch of 1s for the IP address and 255.0.0.0 for subnet mask. Click OK and then Close to exit the dialog box. Then just wait a minute or so before continuing. After that, follow the same process that we used before to get back to the previous dialog box. This time, instead of checking the box for Use the following IP address, you're going to check the box for Obtain IP address automatically and then click OK and then Close to get out of there. Give it another minute or so to reset, and at that point you can go back online to see if your IP has changed. Thank you for watching.